we're going to spend some time talking about the choreography of your performance. One of the things you guys tell me all the time is, I get so nervous. You know, if I can get you to choreograph the entire performance, like even back to the warm up, all the way into the ring, and you know exactly where you're going to go and you've planned it out, I don't think you'll have as much time to be nervous. I'm going to start out by talking about Novice. Here's my Novice ring, okay? What I want all of you to know first, when you are next, do not stand at the ring gate. I want you back here. When the stewards say, come on in, and you say, I'm right here, I'm ready. And when they call your number, you're gonna heel right into the ring to where you're gonna start. So let's just say that the healing pattern starts right there and you are ready to go. Now, you're going to do the healing pattern. It's going to go up here and around here back. Let's say that the last halt is right here. How are you going to get to here? Well, I'm going to give you a little hint. If you go left first on this figure 8, when you are in this position, I want you to make a left turn into the dog to start right there. If you were going to go to the right first, you might go around this way and come to here. Why is that? Because the last thing you're going to say to the dog is slow down or speed up. We're about to go into the figure 8. Now, you're going to go around the figure 8 twice. There you go. And you ended up right here and you're doing your stand. And now the judge says, let's go do the off-leash healing. So how are you going to do that? Well, your first turn right over here is going to be to the left. So you want to make a left turn into this dog. You can lead off a few steps and say heel, and then around here you go. Boom, you're ready to start. Now, you're stopped right here again, and you got to go do the recall. So at some point, thinking, Connie, I can't just keep going through this whole thing. I need to release this dog to go to the next exercise. Let's think about when you want to do that. If you feel like I've got a dog that's pretty excited and energetic and I need to let some steam out of the pressure cooker, then I want you to release him while you still have a leash on. And when you release him, if I'm going to say, okay, take a break, I'm going to hang out right where I am so that then I can get him back healing under control as I go to the next exercise. If you party all the way across the ring with him, and then you struggle getting him to line up with you, it's not going to be as smooth as if you say, all right, I am going to release you. Let's say it's after the on-leash healing. Now, heel, we're going over to do the figure 8. So we just finished the off-leash healing. We got to go do the recall. So I would be coming like this. If you don't want the dog on the outside, do it the other way. Come like this and go right into him.
So choreography is not just moving around the ring, it's coaching your player or managing his personality throughout the performance. This is a novice performance from the Classic in Orlando, Florida with my Labrador Retriever, Nate. Nate is a high-energy competitor who is prone to anticipation as well as whining or barking. I want to point out to you the choreography that I do intentionally to keep him in the right frame of mind throughout the performance. Notice as the on-leash healing comes to an end, I do not release him. I wait for the figure 8 post to come and get in position, and then I make a fairly wide circle into position. I don't like to fiddle with Nate when I'm setting him up because he may start talking back to me. You'll also notice that I often lean over, put my hands on him. That helps keep him calm. When the figure 8 ends, I take time to step in front of him, pet him, calm him down, and I do not have to have him pop up into a stand. So I take a deep breath, I'm waiting for him to calm down a little bit, and then I just walk him forward into his stand position because I know that that approach is going to keep him more level-headed. Notice how much time I take to make sure that he is absolutely still before I give him a stay command. As soon as the stand is finished, I heel him in a big circle to the left to get ready to do the off-leash healing. That prepares him for the forward left turn. So my choreography helps to keep my dog engaged and focused, as well as let him know what he can expect to happen next. At the conclusion of the off-leash healing, I heel immediately to the recall. Again, this can be a source of great excitement for him, so you see me put my hands on him. I take a moment to put my hands on him. That keeps him calmer, praise him, and get him as composed as possible before we continue with the recall. My left hand is still at my waist when I tell him to stay, but I immediately drop it to my side. I also leave him on my right foot first. The more details you pay attention to, the easier it will be to have consistently successful performances. This next clip is actually a different dog. Her name is M, and I'm doing an open run-through in a park, and I decided I was going to try to do all of the exercises without any releases. In other words, I was going to choreograph this performance by treating the entire open performance as one continuous exercise. Now, why would I do that? Open is an extremely fast class. Healing takes longer than any other exercise, and that only takes about 45 seconds. I found it more disruptive to release her between every one of those short exercises than it is to heal her from one exercise to the next. She enjoys these exercises, so it seems that it's as much fun to continue on as it is to take multiple breaks. Watch how connected and engaged this strategy allows me to keep her. I was able to approach the figure eight with a left turn, which actually gets her ready for that inside circle of the figure eight. At the conclusion of the figure eight, I'm able to heel right over to the command discrimination. I choose to do an order that I find most difficult for her, and I do use my carry-on marker, that is good, to let her know when she's doing a good job. I'm just not using a reward marker, and I'm not releasing her.
Stay.
Now I choose to back up to get ready to do the drop-on recall. That's a fun thing for her, and again, it kept her engaged and interested.
Here.
Keep in mind, I'm training. I'm practicing this as a potential choreography. So it doesn't mean that I don't fix mistakes or that I wouldn't repeat something if she did it incorrectly. I'm going to practice heeling to the retrieve on the flat, and since I'm expecting that the dumbbell is going to be on a chair, I'm going to leave her in a sit, go get the dumbbell, but that gives me an opportunity when I come back to help her do another finish before the next exercise starts.
Send your dog. Fetch. Good.
Heeling laterally across the ring, as I'm doing from that flat retrieve to the high jump, can be a little tricky and may be something that you need to practice. Sometimes I will take a step without the dog and tell them to heel and allow them to catch up with me. That's a version of find heel as I describe it in the digital course Tricks That Transition to Obedience exercises, and most dogs really enjoy doing that between exercises. Moving from one exercise to the next without a release feels fun, engaging, and efficient, especially in open because the exercises are so quick. Now let's look at some choreography between utility exercises. M has just finished her scent articles. Look at the path I take to get ready to do glove 1. This time I set down the second article, use a bit of find heel to get her to catch up with me, and turn to the left to get ready to do glove 3.
Heel.
When you arrive at the directed retrieve, in the same direction as the
Fetch.
upcoming pivot, you set your dog up to know what he can expect to be doing next. If I'm using choreography to coach my athlete, then the reason I'm releasing her here is that she had done her signals a little apprehensively, and I wanted to help her relax. I didn't have anywhere to go because the moving stand started exactly where the signals ended.
Good. M, heel.
The strategy seemed to be effective, so I used it again as we went from the moving stand to the directed jumping exercise.
Heel. Here.
Even if we are moving from one exercise to another in an informal way, I expect her to remain engaged and attentive. When you do directed jumping, make sure that you take time to appreciate your dog's straight finish before you line up for the next go out.
That a girl. All right.
If you react like I do in this clip, that is to give a cursory moment of praise and then line up for the next
Good.
go
Heel.
out, your
Heel.
dog may think
Very
you are
good.
simply straightening out the finish, and your dog may start finishing facing
Go
the
out.
next go out instead of
Sit.
sitting straight in heel position.
Good.
In this last clip, I heel M from where she finishes her signals to the start of the moving stand. Because she tends to want to sidewind on the heeling, this strategy gives me an excellent opportunity to heel in a straight line, do a halt, and have her tuck her rear end in before the moving stand begins.
Heel. Stay.
I hope these clips have given you some ideas to polish the choreography of your own performance.
Nice. All right.